Look at Jasmine Caldwell, and what you see makes you feel good. Here's a young woman who comes from a rough neighborhood and goes to a tough urban school, but you can just tell she's going to make it.
She is one of those people who's just a born leader. You know, she just has it naturally.
A standout with adults and peers alike.
Jasmine is just a bright light for anyone that she meets.
With lots of friends and a loving family, but there's a lot more to that picture than meets the eye. When Jasmine was a little girl, she lived an ordinary life. Everything seemed exactly the way it should be, until one day, it wasn't.
We had everything going for ourselves. You know, it was my mom, my dad, and us 2 kids, and it just happened like overnight. Like, I never saw it coming. It's just like I just woke up and everything changed.
Jasmine's father raped her big sister, who was just 15 years old, and the family's world fell into chaos.
It was like a terrible time in our lives. I never thought, you know, someone would harm my children.
Jasmine and her sister were split up, taken away from their mother, and placed in foster care.
She was at a foster home by herself. We didn't talk to her. I couldn't talk. That's why I was going crazy, because I'm her protector. I feel like I was supposed to protect Jasmine.
Even after the sisters were reunited, they weren't allowed to be with their mother. She faced accusations that she could have prevented the abuse.
And the courts pretty much said, well, that was the whole damn problem. You were always at work, and, you know, what about your children? Well, hey, lady, I'm a poor person. I have 2 small young children, right? So I have to work.
It was a devastating time for the family.
Because I love Jazz. That's my big, you know, my little sister, and I always want everything for her to be perfect.
That was really scary for me, and because everything just changed so suddenly. I was so used to being with my family, my mom, my dad, and my sister, and then no one was there with me, and then I didn't know how long I was going to be there.
Eventually, the girls and their mom were reunited. Their dad went to prison, where he remains. Jasmine picked up the pieces and resumed a life focused on her family and her future. She's active in sports.
I play a sport each season. I play volleyball, basketball, and softball.
A leader among her peers,
Jasmine is not only a friend, but a friend who is going to encourage her friends, to do the right thing and make the right choices.
Jasmine is an all-around leader.
And an excellent self-motivated student with big plans for the future.
Even though there's no one in her family who has gone to college, she found out how to go to college. She sought out Admission Possible. She stayed committed to her schoolwork, kept her GPA up, and took challenging courses in high school.
Her college career could take many paths.
I'm really good at math, so I was looking toward getting some kind of mathematic degree. I really like doing hair. That's another skill of mine. I've been looking at sciences like biology as well recently.
But before heading off to college, Jasmine had some unfinished business. To apply for the Beat the Odds scholarship, she had to write about the trauma that tore her family apart. It was a subject they never discussed.
I just wanted it to disappear. The only time I ever talked to her about it was when she was 7, when they told me, well, the only way you'll get her back is if you tell her. And so I told her. And then after that, we never talked about it again.
Jasmine gathered her courage and read her story to her mom and sister. She brought out in the open what had been hidden in shame. And by doing that, she lifted a burden.
When I finally sat my mom and my sister down on the bed, I just breezed through the paper like it was nothing, because I read it so many times. And then I got to the end, and I was about to say the ending part, and I believe the ending part was like about me just moving on and going to college. And as I looked up, finishing my last words, my mom and my sister was just bawling on the beds. And then I just started crying too, and so it made it harder for me to get the last words out. And we just all hugged and all cried and stuff like that. And I think that was like the best part.
Jasmine Caldwell, daughter, sister, student, survivor, athlete, leader. And to that, let's add one more thing: healer.